Okay guys, Big Slick here, and today's project this is a 2014 Nissan Frontier that's getting rainwater leakage. And what it is it's coming in up in this area up here. I've found it's frequently flowing out this seat belt hole here in the back where it goes into the body of the vehicle, and it's running down this plastic channel internally, coming all the way down here, all the way down, and then it's coming out right here. And this whole rear driver's side floor is getting soaked during any type of rain at all. Even a light rain, there's a good bit of water gets in here and this gets drenched. And in doing some troubleshooting on this with a hose and very selectively, letting the water flow in certain areas, I took this trim piece off here, which is just cosmetic. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but there's a tiny pinhole right here in this seam that's coming down here, and it's flowing right in this pinhole. I'm hoping that this is going to be able to show on camera, but let me get a little knife and point to where it's at, and it's coming in right here in this tiny little seam, and that's plenty enough to cause the problem. I thought it was coming in the windows and that, and then finding some path down to the floor, but no, the more I looked, it's right there. So I'm going to get a little knife and shine that on, point that on there. Okay, if you see right here, you can actually slide this knife in this hole right here. It's not the biggest hole in the world, but it's plenty enough to get water in. And considering where it's at, you get a ton of roof flow that's all coming down this channel, and then it also accumulates in this window seal, and so it just keeps pouring in here, and over an extended rain this thing will get drenched. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some marine sealant, and I'm just going to seal this area. I might even go up a little further on this seam and give it a light coat going all the way down this seam, but this is the area right here that's an obvious hole. So I'm going to seal that, and I think that's going to take care of this problem. But in case you have a 2014 Nissan and you're getting some leakage, I would check these seams, possibly on the other side too, if you're getting it worked in there, because that's an obvious issue. And this vehicle has very low mileage. It's only around 33,000 miles. It's 11 years old. There's no reason something like this should have developed, but I'm guessing it was a manufacturing defect there. But there you go, something to look at if you're having a problem. I mean, obviously yours might be in a different area, but all things considered, I would check these seams because truthfully they look a little questionable. And I've heard other people say that these seams coming right down here are a problem too. And in fact, this looks like it's almost starting to open up right there, like almost like a pinhole there. I might possibly smear a little bit of marine sealant on there too, but I've heard that this seam going down here can leak and let the water in too. Now so far on mine, that's not where my problem is, but that's another place for you to look. Okay, the more I look at this whole area looks like it's developing a problem. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but there's almost like a oxidation. It's kind of like a round hole there, and this whole channel on the inside looks like it's close to developing a major problem right there, and in fact it could be even open right there now. So I'm gonna have to definitely start up around where my finger is here and get the sealant all the way down here, and even try to get it a tiny bit towards the top of this channel without blocking this channel. So unfortunately I can't get my finger in here to smear upways, but I can use like a guitar pick or something like that to force the adhesive, the sealant up in there like that. But yeah, looking at it from this angle, you can see that this whole area is having problems, not just the spot I showed originally. So we're going to seal this whole area, and I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I'll show you what it looks like after I seal it. Okay, it's the next day, and what I did is I went ahead and put this marine sealant on this right here. It's this stuff right here, this 5200 marine. I've had good luck with this on other projects. I think it'll work for this. I don't know what its heat rating is, but it is rated for boats above and below water. So I think it'll work. If not, I'll redo it with windshield sealant, because I know that can handle high heat. But I went with this first, and so I pretty much covered this entire area. And once you put this top, cosmetic cover on that, I think it'll look fine. You won't hardly notice anything. And I went ahead and took the other side off while I was here, figuring I better check. And it's starting to just barely have a little bit of, I guess, rust or oxidation, whatever you want to call it, come through right here. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this while I'm here, because it's only a matter of time before this becomes a problem over here too. Okay, I went ahead and sealed this other side here. I think it looks pretty good. This side was just minor and just starting. So I went ahead and sealed this, and so I'll go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive back on this cosmetic plate and pop that on there.